Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Mahalo Halo Las Vegas and then some. It's your host and your girl, Tony Rose, with my wonderful sister.
Hey, guys. It's the people's bestie. It's MC Lepa and me and Tony Rose are coming at you with big, big love from the 702. And, of course, always keeping it live in the 725. Hey, Sister Ella.
Hi. Happy day.
Happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
How are you?
I'm good, sister. Today it's a great day to be alive.
Yes,
it's a great day. Every day is a good day when we can be able to come together, especially come together here and celebrate all the wonderful people that we get to bring on the show.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I'm always excited because every show is so unique and so special, and I'm so excited about today's show.
And I'm glad you're back.
Yes.
Everything is good. You know,
Yes.
last week you were absent.
I know.
took roll and you were not present.
Yes, I know. I was like, she's like, where? And I'm like, I'm aware.
But it's all good.
It's a change of weather too, because it's finally getting cool, and so my kids, whether it's allergies or whatnot, they were just, it was working, and so we had to kind of adjust. And then
the mothers are mothering.
We are mothering in full effect.
And
Autumn is no longer here.
It's just
warm. It's warm, Tom.
It's warm, them. It's autumn. It's still autumn.
Still autumn.
Yeah, no, but I love this weather. I can sit outside and just enjoy, the crispy. There's a little bit crispy out there, so I'm excited for the cool weather. But today's today's episode is Balikbayan Stories.
Okay.
It is called Balikbayan for a very good reason, because we have a special guest in the house, Miss Corinne Ramos.
Yeah.
Hello. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. And I love Mahalo Halo. I mean, that is so cute. As are both of you.
Oh, well, likewise. So we invited you here because we did meet on another show.
We did.
And that was a great meeting because we were able to learn a little bit more of your group and your journey in the Balikbayan Stories and what you guys are taking on this season. So if you want to share with us what the Balikbayan Stories is all about and how it started.
Absolutely. I would love to. So Balikbayan is a combination of two words. Balik, which means to return, to go back. And bayan means the motherland, the country,
Nice.
So it refers to Filipinos who live abroad or wherever, U.S., Canada, wherever, and they're returning, going back to the motherland, to the Philippines. So Balikbayan, anybody of Filipino descent. So honestly, it's to anybody it's anybody who's been to the Philippines going back. So we're
I love that.
returning, and so I created the Facebook group, Balikbayan Stories, a Filipino homecoming, and it's homecoming and rediscovery.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So about 2 years ago in 2022, when the Philippines started opening up after the pandemic, I was able to go because my dad had returned permanently after almost 50 years. We've been living here, my family and I have been living in the U.S.
Time.
Yes.
Absolutely, for almost 50 years. Right? I mean, we go back and forth, but his health was kind of declining. His mobility, he was having mobility issues. And one day he just looked up, we're in the smack dab in the middle of pandemic, right?
Right.
And he's like, I want to go back home. I want to go back to the Philippines.
Okay.
And we said, okay. So as soon as we were able, my sister Carol took him to the Philippines. And at that time there were a lot of restrictions to go back.
Right.
You couldn't go unless you were a Philippine national during the pandemic.
Wow.
And then finally they said, okay, you can go, but you have to apply for dual citizenship. So that took a while. Took a while. And I stopped my process. I'm like, okay, well, you're going, so go ahead.
Right.
This is such a pain. So, but when I was finally able to get dual citizenship and everything, and the Philippines lifted its restrictions, and the world started to get back to normal. Right.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, right.
The new norm.
The new normal.
Yeah.
I went back in 2022, and before then, I hadn't been back for almost 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And that's what the beauty, I think, of every Balikbayan has a different story like that. Right. Either, I go back every other month, or I haven't been back in 10 years, 5 years since I left the Philippines.
Yeah, I left. Yep.
That's amazing.
So, Corinne, tell us about, were you born here stateside or in the Philippines?
I was born in the Philippines.
Okay.
Okay.
I came to the U.S. We immigrated to the U.S., California, when I was 5 years old. So a long time ago.
Okay. Just a couple of years ago. Got it.
Oh,
Gosh.
gosh. Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. It's
I
okay.
love you. Thank you.
Yeah, but it's, like myself, it's like
Similar
I
story,
have
right?
that longing to go back.
Yeah.
And, with the pandemic that occurred, I was like, okay, we're going to go back. Everything stopped. And you're like, all right, now it's postponed. But
Right.
now is the time to really enjoy the idea of going back, because now it's free and everyone wants to travel. They're like
Yeah.
getting the itch to like explore more because of this stuff that we were restricted from. Right.
Yes, and from the U.S., we have a U.S. passport. American
Right.
citizen. We don't need a visa to go there.
Okay. Yeah.
So-
If they're a U.S. citizen.
Huge plus.
If
And
any-
I believe also Canada. I'm not
Okay,
sure.
but everyone else has to apply for a visa.
Certain countries,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
will need a visa.
Okay, okay.
So tell me about Balikbayan Stories, and where do you guys meet and how it kind of formed here with the group members or those that attend.
Well, we started first on Facebook, right? And then when I started going to the Philippines, I go, hey, let's do like a meet and greet. So we had actually we would do a meet and greet in the Philippines itself.
Oh, wow.
And I tell you what, I have made some amazing friends.
Right.
I've met some of my last trip. I went with two of the ladies there. We did a spa day at Tagaytay. Oh my gosh, it was so fun. So you really have that connection, right? We just have that cultural affinity with each other.
Yes.
So we would do that, and then when I was here, when I came back to the States, and I'm like, well, I miss my Balikbayan group and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So a couple months ago, I started Balikbayan Stories Meetup.
Okay. Okay.
Meetup. So we meet on Zoom on the first Tuesday of the month, and then in person, like on site, every third Tuesday of the month.
Okay.
Really?
Here in Vegas.
Here in Vegas,
wow.
until I go back to the Philippines again, we're gonna
reconnect.
do it here.
Yeah.
So, although any one of the members in the Balikbayan Stories can also get together wherever
Okay.
they want to.
Do you have other people from other states that want to be a part of the group too?
Oh
or-
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Our on our Zoom,
Yeah.
we've had people from the Philippines, our group members from the Philippines,
Right.
Alaska last time,
Nice.
California, New York. I mean, it's just so fun.
Wow.
Yeah, the Zoom people, they'll even RSVP to the in person. I go, you coming from Alaska?
Right.
Wow.
Do that.
It's like I wish I could. I just wanted to be part of it.
No, and
Can you go Zoom on your guys' meetup?
Yeah, they actually wanted us to. It's like, can you, to go live, when you do that, which is fun.
that's so cool, and that's what I love about Zoom. It's like you
Yeah.
can really connect, but there's nothing like an in-person meeting.
Absolutely.
Right?
Exactly.
You can really connect. And as far
Yeah.
as like your group, is it the same group of people, or do you want more members? How
Oh.
is it growing? Tell us a
Yeah,
little bit
absolutely.
about where you guys are meeting next, and then we can kind of invite everybody.
Oh, that
Everybody's
would
welcome
be-
to the Balikbayan Stories.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Just, make sure you RSVP so we have enough. But please, we're going to meet, where we're going to meet next time on November 19th. So
Yes.
please tell Tony.
So the next meeting is tentative right now. We want to confirm that it is November 19th,
Yes.
but the location is tentative. We will definitely keep you
Okay.
guys informed
Yes.
as far as the location. But it's going to be an in-person, and as soon as we have the location, we're going to post it along with the podcast. But
In Las Vegas,
yeah, it's
yes.
going to be in Las Vegas, and I think
great.
it's really cool that you brought this upon us, because it's not only are you learning about other people here
Yeah.
and how we grew up here, you're also relating to what we need to understand about our culture, right?
Right.
And
Yes.
because I'm far removed. I'm still very cultured in my family here,
Yeah.
but I
Right.
know once I go back to the Philippines, it's going to be a complete culture shock,
Yeah.
because I get it, it's westernized and everything, but at the same time, it's
Still.
it's going to be everybody's Filipino.
Yes.
Here it's a melting pot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I still get culture shock when I
Right.
go. Every trip has hit me different. And yes, I have gone back since 2022. I've gone back twice a year.
Wow.
I
Lucky
can't
you.
stop.
No, and whenever I speak to like those that can go back and have the
Yeah.
ability
Yes.
to go back, I'm like, oh, you like that 18-hour flight? They're like, oh, it's nothing. You just watch a couple movies, go to sleep, wake
Yeah.
up, and you're there.
Wow.
But once you're there, I know that it's luxury living compared to what your money is here, because here we're working, right? We talked
Right,
about this
right,
where
right,
we're always on the grind and trying to make that.
Yes.
But when you're there, your money goes a little longer way, and
Yes.
then you're able to really enjoy the culture, the food. What's your favorite place to visit? Where is your favorite place so far?
Honestly, so I live in a little town called Pateros, which is about 15-20 minutes outside of BGC, from Makati,
Metro area.
Metro
Okay.
Manila area. That is my favorite place. Again, like every trip you hit different. I thought, okay, I'm going to look for like maybe where I'm going to maybe buy a condo
Right,
or rent a
something else.
condo in
Yeah.
BGC. That seemed to be like the hip happening place.
Tell us a little about BGC and describe to me when I go there what I'm gonna expect.
So I think this is not just my recommendation, but some other Balikbayan group members have
Right.
recommended, especially for somebody like yourself who hasn't been there in a
long
very
time.
long time,
Right.
or even like non-Filipinos
Right.
who have never been to the Philippines.
Right.
And
That would be me.
yes.
So we're going
So,
BGC. Here we go.
BGC,
BGC.
which stands for Bonifacio Global City.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you. I was going to ask.
It's a very good what do they call it? A soft landing.
Landing.
A soft landing.
Okay.
So it's very metropolitan, very modern.
Okay.
And people have called it like a bubble because you really are in this safe bubble.
Okay.
You don't
Okay.
see the other things in the
Right.
Philippines that sometimes it's known for in a negative way. Let's just
Okay,
put it that
okay.
way. But it's a nice soft landing.
Yeah.
It's very
It's a good transition.
Exactly.
Right.
So I would recommend that,
Okay.
and then go around from there.
So when you go, do you do the island hopping? I mean, you probably have, but when you go, you're there for how long? Like stints? Like what's
different times. So my longest time that I was there last year was 2 months, October to November.
Nice.
That way, I really wanted to like immerse myself, live like a local,
Yeah.
and spend time with my dad.
I
Really,
love
that was
that.
important.
Yeah.
That was, I would go to the what we call the wet market, right?
Okay.
It's like farmers market every day,
Right, right.
except for like a fraction of the price
Right.
of the
Wow.
farmers
Yeah.
market.
Oh my god,
Fresh
I'd be
food,
eating
fresh
all day.
fish. Oh, right?
Oh my God.
I loved it. I loved it.
That sounds like a dream.
Oh my gosh, it really was. It really
Oh.
was. So that honestly, my little hometown, my family has
Yeah.
lived there for 100 years plus.
Wow.
So we're very unique in that we do have our ancestral home. We still have our family compound there.
Wow.
So a lot of Filipinos who've been gone for so long, they
They
no longer
have
have a
that.
house.
Yeah.
They no longer
Yeah.
have. They'll stay with family and friends. And
Right.
you know what? As Americans, we're just not. You kind of that's not down. I don't want to stay. I don't want to be a guest.
I want to have my house. Yeah, you want to have your
Yeah,
place.
we'll stay at a hotel or
Right.
whatever. But yeah, we don't like to live with relatives. It's different.
Right.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different.
You know.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So the Balikbayan, with the stories, when people want to join, is it is one of the requirements for them to tell of a story like a Balikbayan story, or it's just a
It'd be
desire?
great.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like this, I'm pretty sure because when you say that, it's about storytelling. So I'm
Right.
like, does everybody have like a story to tell? Is that part of the requirement
Right.
to join?
Yeah,
I was just
yeah.
wondering.
That's a great question, but no, there's no requirement
Okay.
to join. You don't even have to be Filipino to join, really. We're
it's
open
hard.
to everybody. You want to know about the culture,
Yeah.
learn about visiting there,
Right.
and it would be a lot of the members have told their stories.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful.
Every story is different. I think, I used to be, my first career was as a journalist, and I always
Oh.
have that curiosity about people, nosiness. Let's
Yeah.
just, Corinne, let's just call it nosiness.
background
You're nosy.
story?
know?
Backstory.
Right.
I want to know the tea. The tea.
Yeah.
Yes,
The
I got
tea.
you.
I want the tea. Yes, everybody's
is
got a great
piping.
story.
Right.
It really fascinates me that, especially the ones who haven't been back in a
Right.
long time.
Right.
Because there's like, ooh, keep us posted what you
Right,
think.
Yeah.
right. Well, then there's also like the cultural, I guess, nuances that I grew up with, but it's like if we go back to the Philippines, is it still like that?
Right.
Like, if I'm talking to my aunties, they're talking about
Right.
like, certain things, and you're like, well, did they just carry that on because they had to, or is it in us?
Right.
There's just so many questions, but I think because all of my family's here, there's nobody left over there to really, not so much not visit, but it's
Right.
everybody's already here, so everyone's Americanized, and there's not really that I'm gonna learn some farming or a trade or something where I
Right.
can go back. It's more like, oh, let's just go visit and have a good time,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
are all of your family members here now, or do you have family you go back to?
We have a lot of family still there, but we have a lot of. We have a good amount of family here. A lot of them are in Canada.
Oh, wow,
So
okay.
actually, honestly,
Canada,
me and my daughter are just
right.
here. It's just me and my daughter in Las Vegas,
Okay.
in Nevada. So, or wait, my mom actually and my sister are in Reno.
Okay.
But you're right. I mean, like, we live in Vegas, even in California.
Right.
I remember we'd go to the Philippines and go, oh, I need to bring this, a little food item
Right.
or snacks or crap. We don't have that. It's like, you want to bring this? I go, no, we have that at Seafood City. I can get it there.
right.
I know when my grandma or my Lola goes back, she'll ship like spam and the coffees and stuff, and I'm like, that's just basic standard needs here, and there it's such a luxury item,
Well, they have it there. They have casino spam there, which I'm like, oh, that's
right,
not
right,
bad.
wow.
That's so
Right.
good.
Are there very unique, like distinct things that are definitely in the Philippines that are not here in America? Like maybe a favorite candy or something like that that you cannot find here?
My favorite there is I know you find everything there, but to me it's really the vibe and the culture and the people. I mean, when we first came to the US, I lived in all white neighborhoods, went to mostly white schools and stuff. And I was just at my high school reunion, my 40th.
It's okay. Okay.
And there were three of us Asians, all three Filipinos. They were my best friends growing up,
Okay.
but it was just us, right?
Right.
So so when I would go there, I go, oh, I'm surrounded by all Filipinos. It's wonderful. Even though in Vegas I could be surrounded by all Asians and Filipinos
Right.
at times, but it's just different.
Okay.
It's just different, especially when I was there for 2 months. Then I'd come back here. I would joke to my kids, and I'm like, I'm back. I see white people.
How many kids do you have?
I have twin daughters.
Oh wow.
Twin daughters. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's interesting.
Twin daughters. They're grown. I have a grandson. I have a Nepal. He turned 1 in May. So
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Are your girls fraternal or identical?
Fraternal.
Fraternal twins.
Yeah,
Wow.
Fraternal.
That's a rarity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How interesting is that? And then they have to, identify as they're full Filipino.
They're Hapa.
Hapa. Okay.
They're
Hapa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's another thing too. It's like
Yes.
you identify with each,
Yes.
each side, and then you're like, you go back to the Philippines, and you're automatically like, you're from stateside, so you're treated differently too. And
Yes.
right. So how do you, when you go
Yeah.
back, they know you're from the States.
Oh, they spot us. They
smell
see
you,
us a
right?
mile away.
Right.
They smell us.
Right.
Even they joked at the market.
Don't say nothing.
They're,
Stay quiet.
I'm walking by down the aisle. All of a sudden, one of the vendor ladies starts talking to me in English, and I go,
Like, how'd you know?
and I said in Tagalog, I said, well, "Why are you talking to me in English?" I'm just joking with her, right? Because I knew the
Right.
answer. It's like, how can you tell? In Balikbayan. She's like, "We can smell you."
Oh my God. It's true though,
so true,
right?
though.
You must smell really good.
Right.
It's so true. It's so true.
No.
You can't. No matter how we try to blend in, even I can tell. Like,
Right.
Yep. There's some Balikbayan
But
right there.
there's no like indifference. They don't treat you. Is there like
Oh, yeah. They
there's-
do.
They do. Oh,
Well,
okay.
in terms of there's rumors. Let me
Okay.
just say of
Okay.
like we get like the Balikbayan tax, the extra tax. We get charged more.
We
or
get
something
charged
like
more.
We'll get charged more. Everything. A lot of places there, like they're negotiable.
Yeah.
Prices are negotiable, something
I
like
see.
that. But
I see.
I never get a good deal. It's like whatever. It's still way cheaper.
Right,
than the
right,
States.
Right. You're like,
It's
hey, if
okay.
it's helping your family, that's fine.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I
It's
do
helping
not.
people.
I do not like when we go to the wet market. I will not. Our housekeeper or house staff, she'll try to bargain, and I'm like, just just give 40 pesos for like a
Right,
bag
right, right.
of vegetables. I'm
Right.
like, "Yeah, just don't worry about it.
Right.
And then for her to say house staff or housekeeper, it's like, oh my God, how nice. Because growing up, I had, the luxury of that. I was
Yes.
blessed to have
Yeah.
my yaya. So she was the one that does my hair first before school, and
Yeah.
then our lavandera who helped us, wash clothes.
Yeah.
And then we have our katulong around the house.
Right.
So I'm
Wow,
by
that's-
myself.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was this little 4-year-old, like running around in my panty and my sando, just hanging out with my house people or my house staff.
It was
right?
the best, wasn't
But
it?
here I'm like, oh man, I gotta do everything.
gotta do
Yeah.
So
everything.
you know the
You're
qual-
all of those. Yes.
You
And
become all
mama.
those.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you do go back
Wow.
and you're able to have that, you're employing people there and they're obviously happy to work
Yeah.
because it's to the dollar or, the value is a little bit increased
Yeah.
because you're going back. But I would
Wow.
love to go there and, like you said, immerse myself in the culture and really have my
Yeah.
kids be a part of that.
And I think they
whole-
would enjoy it, honestly,
Right.
because there's going to be other expat children, things like that, or people like that. So
That would be really
they,
awesome.
that they can relate. They can relate.
Yeah. And I think we mentioned it too, is that the simplicity of our people and, the land there, it's just, that's what they know. And they
Right.
don't, the people there that haven't been abroad, that's the life that they have.
Yeah.
And they do their best to just, every day is, a struggle in our eyes, but to them, that's the quality of their life. And
Right.
Yeah.
when we go there, it's like, they just hope like, oh, but then it's like, if you give one person something, they're hoping for, a handout for everybody. You're like, I can't help everybody.
Right.
It's true. I know you have to. Oh, if I buy this for her, I gotta buy something for her. Like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So I think one of the many lessons that I've learned going back these last couple of years is that Filipinos in the Philippines, I feel like they're my biggest takeaway that I learned from, benefited from, and really admired is that they live in the present.
Right.
They
Okay.
really do. Not moment or anything, just the present. Like once their basic needs are met,
met.
that's it. They're happy, right? I mean, of course, there's a lot of challenges and
Yeah.
hardships too.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you saw, I watch the TV news over there. Even during the flood, during the hurricane.
Oh my gosh, I saw the reels where everyone's in the water.
In the water. That was me when I was a kid there.
Yeah,
absolutely
no-
disgusting.
Right. Gross.
Really gross.
So during the floods and stuff like
No,
that.
everyone's
swimming,
doing
they're
their routines, they're
Yeah.
TikToking.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was like, see, that's life.
And they were interviews like, how could you be? Because like, well, we're used. What else
They're
are you
used
gonna
to
do?
it,
We're
yeah.
used to it. First of
Yeah,
all,
yeah.
and we could choose to be miserable, or we can,
Right.
Yeah.
Just
break out the San
be like,
Miguel
okay,
and,
yeah.
and have a block party.
Right, and then be like, "Hey, the fish are coming to us. Let's just go
Right.
fishing." You know what I mean? Why do go out there? They just came right here. So it's
Yeah.
like, but yeah,
It's really humbling to watch
Yeah.
because over here, like you said, we're in rat race. And, we're both in real estate. And
Yeah.
it's like, once you're done with that deal, or even before we're done with that deal, we're thinking, what's the next deal?
Yes,
How's the next
yes.
deal
Right.
going?
In my
And it's like
funnel,
that.
right.
Not appreciating the moment and the
Right.
present that all the gratitude that we have. So
right.
I really did that. First time that I went back in 2022, I hadn't taken like a real vacation in 7 years. And by
wow.
vacation, I meant I took a week off from work because I was we work
Right.
24/7
Yeah.
in
All
this
day, every
business.
day.
Oh yeah.
I'm working right now.
Exactly, right? And it was so hard to just unwind.
Disconnect,
Yeah.
right?
But when I did, like I think I totally melted away.
Good.
Like
And now you're like,
Unbelievable.
I make sure that I take the time
That's what
to
you-
melt.
That is
every
what
time,
I learned.
At least
Yes.
twice a year,
Yes.
I melt away.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
burnout here in
Right.
the States is for
For
real.
reals.
For real.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's really important to have these conversations because you're reminded, like, hey, there's more to life than just working
Right.
and trying to get that next thing, right?
Right.
And going back to somewhere like the Philippines is one of those things where you're like, hey, they are in the present. They're enjoying every,
Right.
the bits and pieces that they can, afford for
Yeah.
whatever third world country is.
Yeah.
But, if we go back, like, we live like kings and queens, but my dad, when he would go back, he was able to feed the children and like donate time and really just
love that.
connect. So he would come back, he'd be like, you need to take your kids there because
Yeah.
they'll appreciate what they have here. And it's like, I know that,
yeah.
but one day So hopefully sooner
One
than
of the
later.
friends I made through Balikbayan Stories, she's there now with her two kids.
Okay.
Her husband is here. She's been there for months. I'm like, yeah, I think they're coming back in November for the holidays
Okay.
to be with the husband, but he's going to retire soon. But she wanted to take enjoy the kids, while they're still young. And I'm looking at her Facebook. They're just having a blast.
I love that.
They're just on the beach
Yeah.
and in the mountains, and she said, she had kids later in life, and she's like, we're not going to get this
Yeah.
time anymore. I go,
Right.
trust me, exactly.
Yeah.
Enjoy it now.
Do it
My
now.
children are, old. I'm old.
Yeah.
Oh, but you don't look it. I'm like, that's not the age. So okay.
Brown don't frown,
Brown don't
baby.
frown. Brown don't frown.
Well, I'm really excited for Balikbayan Stories
you.
because that
Yes.
just adds
Me
to
too.
our community and
Yes, it
the
does.
togetherness, and whether you're Pinay, Pinoy, whatever, come through. November 19th is going to be the next one. We'll
Yes.
post the next location for sure. And Miss Corinne is also your commercial real estate agent here.
Yes, she
Tell us
is.
about
Thank
your
you.
social media where we can find you and how we can connect with you.
Well, I am on Facebook. I'm very active on Facebook.
Okay.
That's where I connect with a lot more people. I'm not so Instagram savvy.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So Facebook, I'm Corinne E. Ramos.
Okay.
And that's it. And my page also. Please join Balikbayan Stories
Yes.
as well on Facebook and Meetup. You can do a search, and that's where we are.
I love that.
Balikbayan Stories on Facebook is a private group.
Okay,
Just
so-
people want to
Yeah.
kind of share some intimate pictures and,
Yeah.
and details and stuff like that. So I felt that was.
Well, you
kind
want
of
the
a
people that
private-
really want to be there to be there
Exactly.
because they have the
Yes.
desire to learn
Yes.
and to seek out and to understand
Yes.
and seek understanding. So it's a wonderful thing that you made it that way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Corinne, for being here with us. I know we are
yes.
busy, but this is a nice dialogue and
Yes.
exchange
Yes.
of ideas and just time together. So thank you, guys.
I love it.
Can I just do one more
Yeah,
plug?
let's do
Speaking of
plug.
Balikbayan, the Philippine Retirement Authority is going to be here on Sunday.
Okay.
Nice.
And at Cafe de Manila. So please
Perfect.
contact me because there is a fee.
Okay.
There's going to be a dinner buffet.
Nice.
Let's support. Let's
Yeah.
support
Absolutely.
ourselves. But they're going to be talking about retiring in the Philippines and also the new SRRV visa.
Okay.
Perfect.
It's a
All right.
retirement visa.
Lots of pertinent
Thank you.
information
Thank you
for
so
those that are
much.
interested. So make sure you guys, Corinne E. Ramos
E.
on
Ramos,
Facebook.
yes.
And thank you so much for your time, sister.
you.
We always love being together here. You guys
So
can watch us
much.
on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and on Amazon Fire
That's right.
TV. Listen to us on PHLV Radio app. Get us on your podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. You guys are amazing ladies. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I am your host, Tony Rose, with my sister.
Hey, MC Lepalebs, we love you. Salamat po.
Mabuhay.
And mabuhay. And aloha.
Aloha.
Aww.